Hello, YouTube. It's Shadow, back with another gameplay. Here we're playing hardcore on Favela. First reason I'm playing hardcore is I'm trying to get long shots with the Renetti pistol here. Second reason I'm playing hardcore is I feel like it's slightly easier to get gameplays for you guys. I can get gameplays in core, I can get gameplays pretty much anywhere, but in hardcore I feel like people are willing to run around a little bit more, so I feel like it's a little easier to get some clips for you guys. And also, just these long shots, man, it's super easy to get them in hardcore. There's another challenge I did in hardcore, I think the very same day I got this gameplay, with the Striker 9. Just anything where you have to hit someone with one time, maybe a one shot, one kill, long shots. The penetration kills are also a lot easier in hardcore. I recommend hardcore if you're going for the Interstellar grind, which, to give you guys an update on my Interstellar grind, I'm doing pretty good. I think I have around 20 gilded camos finished at the moment. We're getting them done. Every time I get on and I spend, 3 to 4 hours on the game, I'm getting good progress done. One of the camo challenges that's kind of slowed me up has honestly been the LMGs. Each and every single LMG in this game has a challenge, a camo challenge that requires you to get, I think, 10 penetration kills. And for whatever reason, there's a lot of walls in this game that are you can shoot through, but I am not aware of all of them. I'm only aware of a few, and to camp those spots and to get people to run through them, it's been very difficult. The best spot that I've been able to find where you can get good traffic and you don't have to, you do have to camp a little bit before it, but you're going to get a decent amount of traffic, is on the map Scrapyard. There are fences near the B flag. If you play that map on Domination, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Those fences there's some boxes that you can hide behind. There's like a water barrel that you can hide behind too for a little bit of cover, but if you shoot through that, you will get bullet penetration kills. I do know that there are other fences in the game, but not every fence in the game will give you the credit for the bullet penetration kills. The scrapyard method that I mentioned is one of the only guaranteed ways. I know every single time that I got a kill through that fence, I got a bullet penetration kill, and it counted. But yeah, that was one of the only camo challenges that really seemed to slow me down. There's 4 or 5 LMGs, and I had to get them done for all of those. So at this moment in time, I don't have a single gold LMG, but we are going to get those done very, very quickly. They're going to catch up to the LMGs, or to the battle rifles and the ARs and the SMGs, which are all in my game currently. They're gilded. You see this kill right here. It's kind of funny. I thought I killed him there, and I thought he was dead. Then I looked back, and I saw him reloading, and I had to go back there and finish him off there. So today being Friday, we actually had not really a surprise nerf, especially since everybody under the sun knew it was coming. It was just the day that was a little off. Usually they're updating this game on Wednesday. For whatever reason, they did the little update yesterday, which, hallelujah, we finally have an Interceptor, an MTC Interceptor nerf. We've all been waiting for it since the introduction of Warzone for Uzbekistan. We've all wanted this nerf. We've all been calling for it. They finally did it. I don't have the patch notes in front of me to know exactly what they did to the gun, but recently they've been doing a pretty good job of not nerfing meta weapons into the ground so that they're not really usable. They've been doing a decent job. I kind of remember back last year with Modern Warfare 2022, the TAC 56 was one of most players' favorite weapon, meta weapon, if you will. They did nerf that one a little bit, and it was still usable even after the nerf. It was still very competitive, if not one of the best weapons in the game. They did do some other guns that, they did nerf into the ground, but for the most part, they've been doing a decent job recently with making them still viable even after the nerf. So I would imagine the Interceptor is still probably pretty good. With yesterday's update, they did finally fix, here we get a finishing move here. Again, you can see in hardcore, you get a good mix of players. You get some players that are camp the windows like that guy was doing, and then you get some other people like me that are going to run around. But yesterday, they finally fixed the tire aftermarket part, which has been bugged for well over a month at this point. No idea. Well, you can kind of blame it on the holidays. They like to take breaks, the developers, during the holidays. They did the same thing last year where there was a long drought between content from December into February until they finally updated the game and brought us terrible Warzone maps like a Sheik Island. However, they finally updated it. The tire part is working. It was working for me today. It was working for me yesterday. It's a good aftermarket part. It turns the tire into essentially a marksman rifle. In hardcore here, it didn't seem to have a range limit. I was getting one-shot kills pretty much anywhere I was shooting people as long as you can hit them. Small gripes that I did have with the aftermarket part The one gripe that I had is just kind of minor. It's just kind of the way that your operator holds the tire. He's not going to hold the aftermarket tire part like a marksman rifle or like a rifle at all. He's still going to hold it like a pistol, which again, it is a pistol, but I just kind of have a small gripe with it because it's an aftermarket part. I kind of wanted him to carry it more like a rifle, make it feel a little bit more like a rifle. When you're actually using the weapon, you're actually firing the weapon, it does feel like a marksman rifle. Again, it's very strong. It makes the gun pretty good. In core, I'm not exactly sure how it's touching people up. If it's really melting people or if it's just kind of a decent weapon with a semi-slow fire rate. Then the second gripe that I did have with it was the optics that you're able to put on it. You can put some sniper longer range scopes that will give a little bit of a glint on the weapon, but there's about 3 sniper scopes that you can put on it, and all 3 of them have zoom variable magnification, which I, as a player, tend to hate. When I'm getting into gunfights, especially just the random herky-jerky gunfights where maybe I'm trying to, flick or whatever, maybe I just panic a little bit, and I tend to click my left thumbstick in, which will change the magnification, which oftentimes stops my operator from firing his weapon altogether. It's a big no-no in the middle of a gunfight. So I really don't like those optics, and when you're in the firing range, there's a few of them that will say that it doesn't have the zoom variable magnification, but then you go into the game and you click and it'll zoom in and out, and I don't like those. I would like a longer sniper scope on that weapon that doesn't zoom in and out. There are a few other ones that are a little bit less zoomed in that are okay and somewhat viable, but then again, you're still putting it on a pistol. Yes, it's an aftermarket part that kind of makes it a marksman rifle, but it's still, the optics are still kind of small. Even you can see here, I'm using the Renetti here, and when you aim down sights, the optic's not very big, it's not very large, it's a pistol. It's going to be the same thing on the tire, even with the aftermarket part. I will try to post some gameplay of the tire aftermarket part. I think I do have a gameplay with me in hardcore running around with it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a pretty good weapon, like I said, overall good aftermarket part. Kind of upset that it took this long for it to finally arrive in the game, but now that it is here, we're happy that it's here. They also updated the AMR 9 aftermarket part. That was released on Wednesday, and I unlocked it on Wednesday. However, like the tire aftermarket part up to this point, it was bugged. So it was only bugged for about a day or so. They fixed it yesterday, and you can put it on. Now, I threw it on in hardcore, and I think I killed one person with it. I was far more interested in the tire aftermarket part, so I was really excited to throw that on there and then run around with it. So I didn't really get a chance to run around with the AMR 9 as much. Got one kill with it, kind of put it in the backpack. But looking online here, there's claims that it's actually making the weapon worse and weaker, which is absolutely hilarious. Imagine taking a gun, putting an extra barrel on it, and it's still somehow weaker. Thanks, Call of Duty developers. We really appreciate your insight here. Now, again, you're seeing this gameplay here. I wanted to mention this because it is still somewhat new to me, is the SCUF controller is helping me a little bit more than I guess I was expecting. I'm not an endorser of SCUF. This is not a paid sponsorship. I'm nowhere near that level anyways. But I would recommend anybody, if you have the money and you play the game a lot and you would like to get a more pro-style controller, SCUF is great, but there's other brands out there as well. I would suggest you do your research, and especially with the console or whatever controller that you do like, do your research. And I suggest going out and getting one. They are pricey, but they will improve your gameplay a lot. You're going to be able to do things that you weren't able to do before. Right here, see me able to aim and shoot, jump all at the same time without having to take my thumbs off of the sticks, without having to move my fingers in a weird way. I was just able to just really quick, responsively just do that. And now that I've had the controller for about a month or so, it's taking me less time to kind of think through what I'm doing. It's second nature. It's right off the bat, just jump, aim, boom. And I recommend you get it if you don't have them. They're excellent. And with that being said, I just wanted to finish off this commentary real quick to give a little update on my Philadelphia Eagles here before their playoff game on Monday night against the Buccaneers. One note that I'm hearing here, apparently A.J. Brown, our all-star receiver here, has removed all Eagles content from Instagram, and he deactivated his Twitter. He deactivated his Twitter ahead of the playoff game, which is interesting, I must say, especially considering there's been smoke around whether or not A.J. Brown has been a cancer in the locker room or not. At first, I wasn't sure. It didn't seem like he was. Now it seems like he may be. Right before the Giants game, he had that big players-only meeting, and you saw what happened during the Giants game, so I'm not sure if the leadership from him is really what this team needs. we'll see what happens at this playoff game. We don't know. It could change a lot of things with this team. If they win, we move on. If we lose, there'd be a lot of changes going on. So I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. If you like, comment, subscribe, please, and thank you. Have a good one. Bye.